Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a very special casted game for Age of Empires 4. Today, in the southeast corner of the map, in orange, is Mr. Merlin, playing as the Rus. And in the northwest, he's going up against JUSC, playing in teal as the Chinese. Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen, to Altai, one of those maps that splits opinions, divides opinions. Some love it, some hate it. One of those Marmite situations, you either love it or you hate it, it seems. Let me know in the comment section below whether you love or hate this map. It's one of those maps that I think, unless you do cheese strategies, I tend to not like it very much. But let me know what you guys think of Altai in the comment section below. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Are you kind of like in between? In any case, I'm super excited to cast a game from Mr. Merlin. As you guys probably will know, he is a fellow content creator on YouTube, so do check him out. Has lots of great Age of Empires 4 content. And he's playing the Rus today, going up against JUSC as the Chinese. And has already taken his deer here. Got the bounty, Mr. Merlin. Of course, a very integral part of the Rus economy and their game mechanics. Getting the deer and the hunt and the wolves, everything on the map you can to get that sweet, sweet gold, that sweet bounty to increase the efficiency of the economy, but also get that little bit of gold injection. Speaking of gold injection, he's got the hunting cabin gathering 21 gold per minute at the moment. So we toggle ourselves back to the villager view, actually. 10 villagers on food, 11. And that should mean the Rus should get to the next stage pretty quickly as he brings some more sheep back to the town centre. The Chinese going for a mill on the front near the berries, killing a couple of sheep and a village opening. I'm kind of surprised that he's gone for the sheep here and the berries. He does have a back deer, which is often a, well, kind of a choice of food source that's prioritized because it is one of the fastest sources of food, at least in terms of gather speed in Age of Empires 4, and this would have been a nice back position. In any case, he's here on the front, looking to maybe gather the berries afterwards. He's not going to rely on the berries for now, of course. He's going to gather the sheep first, being supervised with the mill. Now, certainly one of the reasons why this map divides opinions is because of the ability to turtle on this map and how close things are. Now, a wood line here, palisade wall to the edge of the cliff there, and on the other side would offer the Chinese a lot of protection. Speaking of protection, just take a look at the mini-map. What's going on, Mr. Merlin? What are you up to? Sending 8 villagers forward. I think it's going to be a Gremlin drop. He's going to drop the Kremlin right in front of the Chinese base. And, well, to be honest with you, if you're up against the Chinese that might decide to boom, this is a crazy strategy that I'm super excited to see how this one pans out, actually. A villager coming up forward for JU. He'll spot this, heads back home, needs to react quickly. Now, JU will actually be able to go to the next stage. May have thought about getting the Imperial Academy, but of course, in this sort of situation, it's going to be the Barbican and the Sun. He'll rush that up pretty nicely. And Mr. Merlin needs to be calculative here, needs to make sure the Kremlin is not too close that his villagers would get sniped, because the Barbican of the Sun certainly 100% will go up faster than the Kremlin. And he's actually going to drop a lumber camp there for those villagers to start gathering wood afterwards. Things are starting to heat up here on Altai today. We talked about cheese strategies and how that can make this map fun, and that's what we're going to get. Kremlin Gremlins will be coming out soon. Oh, the villager does get hit there quite badly by the Barbican and Sun. Needs to be careful here, Mr. Merlin, not to lose villagers if he can, as we toggle ourselves back to the income per minute. I wonder whether there's going to be a villager pull from JU. Probably is now's the time to do it. He's actually going to rush the berries, trying to gather as much food as he can from it. He'll just come out, going to get the shivs out, going to start stabbing away. Mr. Merlin needs to be careful not to lose villagers. He should be able to get the Kremlin up, but at what cost? He was likely to lose some villagers or two, maybe 1 or 2. We'll see how many he does, and we can pull that one away. Nice micro is going to pull away one of the weak villagers, going to tank with the scout a little bit. She is going to run away. Yep, run away, Mr. Merlin. Another one, though, is building and being stabbed in the back. I think that villager will go down, so Mr. Merlin will certainly lose one villager. Or he's going to bring the weak one back. He's going to lose another. Oh, no, he manages to survive. I think he lost the scout and 2 villagers, so not too bad for the Chinese. Chinese will lose a villager, though, as well. A bit late to the retreat, and should lose another one. That's quite good value for Mr. Merlin. Yeah, it is indeed. Manages to get 2 villagers for the Chinese, too. So, all in all, not too bad. Mr. Merlin is a little bit behind on the villagers. In fact, it's just even up now. So, early aggression, a lot of map control, and a lot of denial of resources. There's actually a few sheep here that was killed, pre-killed. Food cannot be gathered anymore safely. Berries denied, and Mr. Merlin is going to go back onto wood. Sending a scout here just to see what's going on. JU is now transitioning to the deer. It's a lot safer, scout being annoying. Just be careful not to give away the sheep here. JU could actually just snipe the sheep. I think this might be a bit of a donation. Don't do it, Mr. Merlin. Run away with those sheep. He's going to get away with it. Do not want to give free food to your opponent. Alright, interesting opening on altai. Let me know what you guys think about the strategy. It's a little bit crazy, isn't it? Well, Mr. Merlin is going to be looking to make it work. And what's interesting is he could actually summon the Kremlin Gremlins, trade in 40 food, and get those militia out. But they only live for a certain period of time before they die. And obviously if they go through here, through the Barbican, that could be a problem. Might just wait until he has a good mass of them so they can just sort of run through. Going to be dropping production buildings on the front lines with a stable to start off with, a knight most likely. Could circle around. I'm pretty surprised to see Chinese not walling up here, because he could actually still sort of moderately turtle at least. But, you know, some palisade walls here. He's got the wood to do so, so I'm a bit surprised not to see it happen. In any case, going to focus back at home. Going up with a barracks to defend against the stable. Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout indeed. Back at home, he's got untouched economy here, Mr. Merlin. A bit inefficient there with a couple of villagers being idled, but I'm sure he'll transition those quickly. There we are. They're moving away now. Maybe going to wood, maybe to deer. But he's got the whole map available, so whatever he wishes to do, he can do it. Kremlin and the Barbican Sun, of course, have equal HP. And the reason why this is nice, actually, the wood line here is being bolstered by the Kremlin. Ultimately, this kind of acts as a wooden fortress influence as well, boosting up the amount of wood by 20%. One of the bonuses that the Rus get as the knight pops out for the Rus and Mr. Merlin. Here are the 2 militia coming round. 4 militia, actually. Gonna harass the villagers on deer. Will lose their lives, but he's gathering... Well, he's getting a lot of idle time from the Chinese. Might even look to snipe a villager. That'd be great value if he does. It doesn't manage it, I don't think. I think villager just survives, but idle time is worth it. That's for sure. Kremlin Gremlins are now down and out. Spearman pops out for the Chinese. Has got this hardened upgrade. That'll certainly help his cause here of JU. But he needs to find a way to try and push this back. Maybe take into rams. He's getting wheelbarrow, getting for the economy approach, and that's a bit risky. He's going for 2 villagers on stone. 4 villagers on stone. I'm not entirely sure why. That doesn't look sensible to me, unless he's getting outposts with hand cannon slits. But 2 villagers on stone would have been enough. It might be even opting for a second town centre, which is not a great play, I think. When you're under this amount of pressure, I don't think Mr. Merlin is going to let up. He's going to start diving on the Imperial Official. Snipes out the Imperial Official, great value. Hardened Spearman does get a hit, runs into the town centre. Which is actually pretty painful when you consider the gunpowder aspect of this town centre. Does back away with the knight and manages to get good value there. Needs to keep the knight alive. He's got another one running into. But 2 spearmen here for JU should be enough to see this away. And Mr. Merlin is going to need to start dropping some archery ranges, and that's exactly what he does. Gets another one on the front line, being super aggro here. 2 scouts joining the fight. Gives that extra vision. Certainly nice there for the Rus. Comfortably getting deer. The nice thing about this hunting cabin is gathering gold here as well. 18 gold per minute. Not a lot, but every little bit helps. The knight almost runs into the Barbican Sun. Thinks better of it. Archer range down. Another one coming out too. And this is the benefit of the Rus. They've got a really good wood economy. Because of the fact that this hunting cabin, this lumber camp rather, is getting influenced by the Kremlin, getting that 20% bonus. And here come the palisades on the east side. Still open here though. That's a little bit rough. He needs to try and... Well, he can't really close it up now. It's a bit late now with the knights on the field. And very minimal military here for JU. He's only got a couple of spearmen. Does look like he's opting for that second town centre. Almost 270. Well, he's got 270 stone. Almost at the 350 mark. That's what he needs. Going for the Song Dynasty. This is very greedy. I mean, Song Dynasty might be enough, but 2 town centre Song Dynasty? Oh, he needs to change his game plan here because he's under all sorts of pressure. And the knights are circling on the east side, looking to again harass the villagers on the deer. Only 1 spearman in position. So spearmen are out of position. That's not great for JU. He's caught out of position. That is for sure. Knights charging. Going to get great value. At least 2-3 villagers dying there. Spearmen involved. And I think Merlin might just attack the spearman. He's going to walk away now. Does lose a knight. Does cause a lot of idle time and kills a villager whilst he's at it. Stone count is there for JU. Has enough for a second town centre. He needs to pull those villagers away. He's over gathering here a little bit. And that's kind of understandable, the over gathering. Obviously he's under a lot of pressure. Trying to have to macro behind all this and trying to chase with the spearmen rather. The knights are running away though. Good cutting off with 1 spearman. Not enough though. Might get 1 hit just about. And the knights are going to dance away. Outpost going there for JU on that wood line to try and deny it, but the villager does go down, so doesn't manage to get that outpost in the end. Might need to actually drag a few more villagers to build that up, because that could be a nice spot to deny the wood income. As I say that, he's going to have to just relocate the lumber camp. That's all he would have to do. A large number of archers coming out for Mr. Merlin. Looks to be in control of this game. I think Miss JU's just been super greedy. He's lost a lot of villagers. Opting for a second town centre. He's gathering so much stone. I mean, he needs to come off stone. He's got plenty of stone. And not enough wood, actually, if anything now. And this is looking rough for Jay, has to be said. The Gremlin Rush seems to be working here for the Rus. He's actually going to wall up on the west side. He's paranoid here with the Knights. The mobility actually is quite useful here for the Rus. Something that's concerning the Chinese quite clearly here. As the outpost does go up, Spearman going to garrison inside in. Villager's going to be pulled out. Might lose one. Should lose one. Oh, just about gets away with it there, Mr. Merlin. And he's going to relocate that lumber camp, no doubt. It's a good outpost. We'll get a couple of archers on the retreat. It actually doesn't manage to. Archer survives. It has now pulled away the villagers from stone. Has overgathered by quite a bit though. Is now focusing on wood. Maybe for that second town centre. Is behind on villagers as well, which is not ideal. Even with Song Dynasty. Lost a lot from those knights. Good raiding from Mr. Merlin. His economy back at home. Completely untouched. Even has the presence of mind to get the palisade walls there to defend and just protect himself from possible raids. Getting blacksmith upgrades too. Going to get iron undermesh before he sort of tanks and dives in a little bit. But he's starting to build up the military numbers. 34 to 10 knights and archers versus just the spearmen. And yeah, I mean, Jay is going to need a response here. He's going to go for Zhuganu. Not a bad response considering the army he's up against. He's just going to need to pump out these units. He needs a quick time. He needs to go back on gold. He's struggling on gold. He will need gold for the Zhuganu as the army does head forward here for Mr. Merlin. It's going to be a second town centre. It would be a nice static defence to protect the wood line. The trouble is, he's under all sorts of pressure. Might lose a lot of villagers here. Archers found this. Mr. Merlin pounced on this at the exact right time he needed to. TC denied. He's going to torch it down as well, and that's painful because this means the Chinese will lose the food, the resources to build this up. It's going to be a denied TC. This is painful for Ju. These villagers are whilst he's at it as well. Going to dive in there. Does cancel the TC, but barely gets any of the resources back. In fact, doesn't have enough stone. He had 500 odd stone in the bank, and he can't even afford one TC after all of that. Villagers perishing. 26 villagers to 36. Mr. Merlin diving in, and it looks like this could be the end of the game. Mr. Merlin's Gremlin Rush proving too strong for the Chinese. Spearmen do come out, but they're going to have to fight against archers. That is not ideal. The Spearmen coming out on the wrong side of the town centre. They need to be on the knights to get as much value as possible. Going to need to garrison inside the Barbican and Son. He's totally snowed under. A lot of idle economy. In fact, the whole economy is completely idle. 22 villagers, 23 villagers, all of them idled. Army is pushing this back though. The archers are starting to dwindle in numbers, but the damage is done, you feel. 22 villagers to 37. Mr. Merlin clearly with the eco lead. And he's starting to build up his army up again. He can afford to lose this. Villagers coming out. They don't know what to do. They're confused. Archers will start to take down the rest of the spearmen. That's not ideal for the Chinese. Does have a couple of Zhuganu. Archers need to focus on... he's actually going to get the villager, to be fair. Going to focus by the remaining Zhuganu. This is a problem for Jay, who hasn't sorted out completely. He's only got one military. 23 villagers. This game looks like it's down and out. Siege engineering coming out for Mr. Merlin. Going to go for some rams. Looks to put the final nails in the coffin. Going to look to see this game out here, Mr. Merlin. He's done so much damage. Must know he's ahead. And he's going to finish this game off with some ram siege engineering coming in very soon. In a couple of seconds, villagers on deer need to be pulled away now. Again, just a group of archers, 8 of them. Get so much value. 1 or 2 Zhuganu won't be enough to push this back. Needs a lot more. Even with supervision from the archer range, it's not enough. Problem for Jay, who doesn't have access to gold to produce Zhuganu. And he needs a response. But he's going to be struggling to get one. A couple of sheep will be able to be taken underneath the town centre. Plenty of food income. No wood, no gold though. Very difficult to produce any units as Mr. Merlin actually keeps those archers alive. And he's going to look to regroup here, you feel, in front of his forward base. And I think once those rams come in, I think we might see the GG from Ju. Might not see a GG actually being typed in, but he will certainly resign. Archers heading eastwards. Maybe looking to snipe a villager or two. No, he's going to go head back now. Villagers going out to gold here for Ju. This could be painful if the archers spot that. In fact, I think that might be what happens. The archers heading towards there. Those 3 villagers could help fund the Zhuganu, but it just doesn't have much of an economy anymore. It's hard to find a win condition for Ju. I have to say though, not walling up here kind of really hurt him a little bit because the Barbican actually offered a good static defense here on the front. It's just that it was still open here. It wouldn't have cost a lot of wood to palisade wall that up and buy himself some time. And the archers do spot those villagers on gold. And now he is struggling for gold again. Let's have a couple of Zhuganu and a spear. Again, it's probably not going to be enough. As we head into almost the 16th minute of the game, the rounds probably coming in forward soon. 4 of them. 4 usually is the magic number. Looks like the pressure is going to come in forward now. Okay. Rams looking shiny and orange. About to head forward, and the Barbican is probably going to be the first target. Maybe the village. In any case, miniature numbers really struggling here for Jay. He doesn't have production. He's going to look to try and protect the gold vein now. I feel like it's a little bit too little too late. Ram's going to come forward. I think really we probably see the GG very soon. Rams head in on a little bit bad pathfinding there on the mill and the berries. Bit of a dancing around with those rams. They need to find a way through, but 2 rams will be enough for now, I suspect. Here come the archers and the knights as well. And I think Ju must be thinking, what can he possibly do in this situation? Once the Barbican goes down, it's just one remaining town centre and the Imperial Academy. And there it is. There's the GG. Long time coming, really. But Ju taps out with the Rus, triumphing on Altai with Mr Merlin's interesting Gremlin rush. Take care, guys. See you next time.